guys again. I came back to the comfort of my own room to escape from the wind. It's so windy today. So today I'm gonna be talking about Dublin 1. So I wanna take a look at a few houses, a few flats on at.if. So at.if is like a online platform that lets you find houses, flat sharing, apartments, everything. And at.if is really useful, especially when you're looking for flatmates. So let's have a look. So I'm gonna pick up a few flats to talk about. So let's say IFSC, 700 euros for house share for over a year. So IFSC, it's like a business district, business financial district, and the IFSC has undergone a redevelopment, and the redevelopment started in late 1980s, and now it's like a really huge financial center. And when you find an apartment information there in IFSC, the houses are generally quite modern, and it looks quite beautiful and cozy, but it can be a bit pricey. But this apartment 700, I think it's quite good, because it can be like a 900 or even over 1000 for one person. So I think this apartment is quite good, and it looks really nice and refurbished. But there are already 5 people already living in this house, so it's quite common in Dublin that there are already 4 or 5 people living in the house. And so what you might need to check with the landlord is that if you can really fit in with the atmosphere, and also you might need to check when you can take a shower, because some houses might only have a small boilers for a few people. So if 5-6 people are living already, you might need to check what time to take a shower, is there's enough hot water for you to take a shower, and, especially when you have if you're a girl, then if you have long hair, then you might generally need a bit more time than boys. So this is something you need to check about. And also the length, it says over a year, but some apartments only accept a tenant who can only live there for 3 months or so. And if that is the case, and if you're looking to live in Dublin for a longer term, then you might need to find another house after the contract is ended. And so it really depends on your preference, on your plan. But generally, if you're looking to live here for over 6 months or 1 year, I'd really recommend that you find a house that lets you stay there for at least for 6 months. And if you are a language student, and if you're just interested to live in Dublin for really short term, like 1 or 2 months, then short-term apartments could be an option for you. But just before you even start looking for properties on at.if, I really recommend how long you'd actually want to live in the potential apartment or house. So let's have a look at another apartment in the IFSC. So this says 980 per month. That's quite it's not quite cheap, I'd have to say. And it says the apartment is available for 3 months. So, well, if you're just interested to live in Dublin comfortably in a really refurbished apartment, this apartment could be an option for you. But if you are someone who is looking to live in Dublin for long term, then 980 might be quite pricey. It really depends on your preference though. But yeah, um, again, the IFSC, it's such a nice area, so 900 could be, yeah, a bit common. It's getting common nowadays, especially there. The number of houses is quite limited, whereas there are a lot of people coming in and looking for a house in Dublin city center. So the competition is quite high, and the price is getting higher and higher recently. But yeah, another one, it says even 1,200 euros per month. Wow. Well, there are 2 beds available for over a year. Yeah. Oh, that says ensuite. Ensuite? I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest, but ENSUITE. Ensuite? I don't know. It's like a house. It's like a room with a bathroom, your own bathroom. This is something you might need to check, especially when you're new to Dublin, and if you're familiar with studio house, for example, because in Dublin it's quite common to share a house with one person or more. Like I've used to live in a house where there were 10 other people. I think 10 is quite a lot, but it's quite common to share a house with, yeah, like 3 people. That's common as well. So, but the problem is, especially when you're preparing yourself in the morning, and you want to have some time for showering and everything, and if it really depends on the preference. But for me, when I started to live in Dublin, in a shared setting for the first time, really, the real problem was really when I can take a shower. This is sharing the same bathroom is something that you might need to get used to, especially this is the first time experience for you. So ensuite could be an option, and then as you're getting used to sharing houses, and after 1 year, when you need to renew the contract, or when you're maybe if you want to start to look for a new house, then you can look for different house without ensuite. Then that could probably be an option for you. But really, what I can say is, after 1 week, 2 weeks, let's say, I got used to it. Before then, before you start to live in the house, you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can get used to it. I don't know if I can really fit in, or if I can really live in a house and share everything, kitchen, bathroom, everything. But for me, it took just 1 week, and it started to become like a new norm. So it really depends on the person, but for me it was kind of okay. So yeah, this it says 1,200 euros, excluding bills. Well, so yeah, bills. Um, you this is something you can check online, but really, bills can be quite expensive, especially in the winter. So um, you might need to check how much you have to pay, including rent and the bills, and also other bills such as internet fee. So just be sure to check all those information on the rent bills and everything when you're looking online. And what else? Dishwasher, yeah, that's great. Yeah, internet. Well, some normally when you're looking for house sharing on the aftertai, and normally internet is included, but when you starting to rent a house from an agency, for example, some apartments may not have the internet. So what that means is you have to set up everything from scratch. So you'd have to go to Air, if I'm not wrong, or Virgin Media. Virgin Media is quite common here, and yeah, you just need to get new information, go to a new store, sign a contract and everything. But it can be some work for you, especially when you're starting your new life in Dublin, starting your new studies, new job, etc., and signing a new contract for some other things like Wi-Fi could be some extra job for you. So it really depends again. Yeah, what else? Garden, facial, that's great. That's great. Television, TV. Some apartments may not have TV. For me, it's fine. I mean, in my apartment, there is a TV, and we sometimes see YouTube or some TV programs. But I'm not really a TV person. So, but if you really are like a person who's like, oh my god, I can't live without TV, you might probably have to check if there's a TV facilities in your potential house. What else? So, another flat is in Bachelor Walks apartment. Bachelor Walks, it's such a good area. It's everything is on your doorstep, really. Like Bachelor Walk is just 3 minutes away from O'Connell Bridge, and all those tourist attractions and all those shopping districts, T-City, General Post Office, Henry Street, Grafton Street, are just within, I think, 10-minute walk or something. So I think it's such a quite handy area, but it can be really expensive, or I think generally it could be house sharing or room sharing even. And what I'm seeing here is, I think, shared bedroom. So yeah, it says a shared bedroom for 390 euros monthly. Oh, so okay. Room sharing is quite a common option in Dublin too, not just house sharing. What I'm looking at is now shared bedroom. So you're gonna be sharing with somebody else you might not know. Oh, of course. If you're interested to rent an apartment for relatively how to say reasonable rate, you can tag up with your close friend, and you can find something nice. But if you're completely new to Dublin and you need to still find an apartment to live in, it could be quite common also to really start a new life with somebody that you may not know. But don't be afraid. I mean, it's such a scary idea, when you're really starting a new life as a foreigner, starting a new job or starting to learn English. Um, you have something important to do in the daytime, and when you go back home, you you're gonna you're gonna share life with a stranger. But this is also something you can get used to, and don't worry, I've gone through the process as well, and it was also really such a scary idea for me. But I took, for the room share, it took 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Well, for me, I'd say I think it took 1 month to really get used to it. But it's a new life routine, and it's just, as time goes by, as you get along with new flatmates, new roommates, it just becomes normal, and it's actually nice, especially when you're far away from home. It's nice that you have somebody close to you physically, and you can share everything about new life, all those concerns and everything. So don't worry. It is kind of challenging at first, but I'm pretty sure you will get used to it, and it's great. You will get new friends also. So just think this way. It's gonna be a new experience. Learning new things at work, at school. It's one thing, but it's not. Life is not just about study and work. Really, you have your own life when you get home. So how to say, sharing your life with new people is really a learning opportunity. So don't be scared. And then getting back to this house, Bachelor Walk. So 390. 390 in Bachelor Walk. I think it's not too bad. I mean, house sharing in the city center. Room sharing in the city center could be somewhere between 250, not 300 to 500, or even 600. Well, 600 is quite expensive, but if that's somewhere between 300 and 550, that's still a average. This is just my opinion, but in Dublin 1 it could be. But if that's way beyond that average, let's say 600 for a shared bedroom, that's, in my opinion though, that's probably overpriced. So if there's not something special there, like for example, if the house was recently renovated or something, if the price is, let's say, over 500, that's there is a reason. But if there's no reason whatsoever, but the price is really really high, just avoid. This is my recommendation. So 390, that's great. For 12 months or more, great. Alright, let's take a look at another one, and let's just finish off for today. Dorset Street, Dublin 1, 490 something euros per month. That's great. I mean, Dorset Street is still in Dublin 1. It's still, I'd say Dorset Street is closer to Drumcondra, if I'm not wrong. Let me just double check. Dorset Street. It's close to Drumcondra, but it's too close to the city center. I'd say if you walk for 10 minutes or so, you can reach O'Connor Street, Henry Street, and it's quite handy. But still, the price is a little bit less than like the middle of the city center. So if you're looking to live in a local area, and if you're okay to live a little bit far away from the center, but still you want to live in a handy place, then Dorset Street around Drumcondra. The Drumcondra it's a different Dublin district, but those area could be an option for you. So 495 house share, so you have your own room in this flat. But yeah, it says 7 people are already living in this house. Yeah, this is another case where you might need to check if you can take a shower comfortably, if that's your priority. I mean, for me, it's important to take a shower at the end of the day and feel relaxed, But in some conditions, you might need to kind of, give up this priority. But 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. So yeah, this is another. Yeah, you need to check how long you can really live, and this is something I can recommend. Another thing is some apartment sets just 4 months or 5 months, but actually when you go to viewing and when you ask your potential landlord, so only 4 months is allowed, then he or she might probably say, well, actually there's a possibility you can extend the contract. And in some case that's not really the case, but just because the website says, hey, just 4 or 5 months, doesn't mean that the period is just restricted to the length of stay. So in your house interview length of stay, please just double check, triple check, for both parties. I'd say for landlord and yourself too. So that's everything for today. Yeah, so thanks for listening. And if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions you want me to answer, just feel free to leave your comments down below, and I'm hoping to see you soon. Take care. Have a nice week. Bye bye.